Yesterday I was riding the boosted board and I realized it was louder than it usually is, like much louder. And I narrowed it down to one of the rear wheels. The most likely scenario, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the case based on the other videos that I've seen, is that it's actually the drive shaft of the motor is bent. What we're going to do in today's video is essentially service the board, and I'm going to change the plates and I'll also change a belt. If that doesn't resolve our issue, we know what the problem is, and what I'll do is I'll contact Boosted Board, let them know that one of my drive shafts are bent on the motor, and if I have to get a part from Boosted Board, then we'll wait for that to get here. I'll film installing that. Let's get to it. First thing I want to show you guys is the sound. So how did I know that there was a problem, and how do I suspect that what the problem is? This is what it sounds like lightly. Now if you notice, you can kind of hear a bit of a rattling or grinding on this wheel on this side. To showcase that, I actually separated my mics on that cam right there. Now I'm gonna play you the regular working wheel. Hear how it's, although it's somewhat loud, it's really smooth in the way it sounds and not so rattly or rumbly. Now listen to this side. See how that kind of sounds like a drill, like drilling into wood or something like that? That's not good. I went to the warranty page just to see what the warranty covers, just to make sure that I got all my aces in my places. So on there it says every board automatically comes with 6-month warranty against manufacturing defects. So if there's a manufacturing defect, you're all good to go. Keep in mind that belts, bearings, wheels, and grip tape are normal wear and tear items and they are not covered. So if you run into a problem with one of those things, it's literally just the things that you buy, like the service kits and stuff. So it looks like to get to the skid plates, I gotta come in from the outside in, which means I gotta take the wheel off, take the cover for the bottom portion of the belt off, and then the belt comes off as well. And then after that I could get to the screws that actually hold these together and they slide off, from what I understand. I hope I'm not wrong. Let's get this thing off together. So now I'm gonna get these screws off that are part of this plate. This should just come right out. There we go. Okay, and for this, just keep this right up and just leave your screws in there. I highly recommend that. It's just a lot easier when you want to set them again. So what I think the actual problem is this thing right here, okay? I think this is bent. I actually also recommend, while you have it open, maybe even take an aerosol can and spray out all the dust and stuff between all the lines that you can't clean out. Otherwise, just give your board a wipe every now and then. I will say that I've run over a slug and that was not a good experience, so I had to clean my board after that, that's for sure. Plate 1 comes off. So the way I tighten the screws is I actually put all 3 in first and just don't tighten them all the way, but just tighten them a little bit. And what this does is it just makes sure that the tension on all 3 screws are equal, and then that way it's completely centered as possible. I just slowly screw each screw in slightly, just a little bit at a time. They're all on. New skid plate on. So we got our new belt. Now put the new belt around your wheel and make sure the teeth are aligned on that, all right? So now that you have it around the wheel, you're gonna bring your wheel in slowly. And now what you're gonna do is put the belt around the drivetrain as you slip it in. Now, once you get it in, make sure once again the teeth are aligned appropriately. And trick is, once again, you could kind of rotate as you push. You can then push in the belt. Okay, so that wheel's set. I'm just gonna put on the bottom plate. It's not that bad. It was actually pretty straightforward, and I'm surprised with how easy it was. Put that one in. So they're both in, and the teeth are both good and locked. Also, when you screw on the nuts onto the wheel, kind of make note of how much spacing is between the wheel and the nut before you take it off. And the reason for that is that there is a little bit of spacing there. If you tighten these too tight, you're gonna find that your wheels are gonna start spinning at two different rates, or you might actually hear a loud noise coming from your wheel. Fingers crossed that this doesn't sound like crap. Still sounding like crap. So this is probably a drive issue. I think what's gonna happen is Boosted Board will just send me the part that I need and I'll just put it together myself. Doesn't seem like it'll be too difficult. I already looked at the videos for that. I'll get back to you guys once I hear back from them. 3 days ago, I sent a request for servicing. As mentioned earlier in the video, it had to do with the motor. Yesterday, 22 hours ago, Eric responded and he said, hey, thanks for reaching out and including a video. If you remove the drive wheel, motor cap, and belt, is there any play in the motor shaft like the picture attached? He's telling me to essentially move the drive up and down, shake it a bit and see if it's wobbly. I think that's what he's looking for, and if that's the case, then it's probably the drive shaft there. So we're gonna open the Boosted Board again now. We're gonna look at the shaft, we're gonna wiggle it, and we're gonna see if that's an issue. So I've gone ahead and I've disconnected the wheel that had the issue, and what I've figured out is that indeed, there's a little bit of this wobbly thing going on in here. This is the thing in question. So watch. See that? See how it's wiggling just a little bit? Eric got back to me. So he gave me the option. He's like, you could either one, send the board to us. We'll send you like a postage stamp so you could send it to us and I don't have to pay for shipping or anything. Or two, we could just send you the part and you could install it yourself. I decided to get the part and install it myself. Between the time that I first contacted Boosted Board and then figuring out what the problem was, it took about 4 days. So that took about 4 days, and then receiving the parcel was really quick. They send it priority. It seems to get to me within 2 to 3 days. This took 3 days from the time that they sent it, so not very long at all. So as far as the customer service aspect goes, really top notch, really happy with the service. Now, mind you, I live in Vancouver, which is not very far from California. So if you live somewhere, you know, across the ocean or something like that, I can see it taking longer than 2 to 3 days to receive a package or a part from Boosted Board. But overall, 10 out of 10 as far as the customer service aspect goes, and them sending the part and resolving the issue right away. The reason why I was almost certain I knew what the problem was here was because I've seen at least a few videos of individuals who have had the same problem with the board. So this scares me because I don't know if this is gonna happen again after my 6 months warranty is over. And if it does, and I have to buy a new motor, like how much does that cost, right? Like, am I gonna be buying motors every 6 months to a year? I'm hoping that it doesn't happen again or happen to the other one, the other side, and if it does, I hope it happens within the 6 months. If it happens a second or third time, I don't know how comfortable I would feel about the board anymore, but I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm here to give you guys straight up reviews. Overall though, if you're asking me, am I still happy with the board even with the problem? Yeah, definitely still happy with it. I should also mention Eric, after he sent me the confirmation as far as them sending me the part, he also sent me a how-to link and how-to instructions on how to install the actual product. So they got your back, they don't leave you hanging. The other thing that I want to mention is don't be afraid. A lot of people, when they get something that's mechanical or electrical, they don't want to open it, or they're afraid to open it and take it apart because when they put it back together, it's going to be like shambled or a mess, or they're not going to do it properly. They have made it super simple, like as simple as you could possibly get for you to actually be able to do this. And if you've taken apart a skateboard before, this is no extra bells and whistles other than the belt and, you know, a little attach line, like a few more screws. It's just do it slowly, you know. I just spat. So you don't need to rush yourself. I opened the package here. I'm just gonna open it up and see what's inside. It should be pretty straightforward. So they gave me new fresh set of screws, right? There's 4 of them in there with washers. And here is the part. See, it's just connection here, and then 4 screws here. We want to disconnect the cable altogether from the power source. You just pull it out from these 2 sides, these 2 clips. It's a little tight. This part's kind of annoying because you would have hoped that they would have moved this part a little bit forward. It's just a little bit shy, so. But I don't know, maybe that would have ruined the balance of the board. I always feel like when it comes to design, there's reasons why they do things a certain way. Scooch that out of the way. Pull this sucker out, down the back and up. This goes right in. Now the beauty about this is it kind of just fits in place. I hope you guys liked today's video. Please comment down below if you guys had the motor issues, same as me and a few other people. As far as my experience, based on everything I already knew, it's pretty straightforward and easy. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Please subscribe, please like, please share, all that jazz. And as always, highlight reel at the end of the video of me riding around, having a good time. Enjoy, take care, have a great day. this far, don't stop now. Reaching for a distant star, don't stop now. Isn't it strange how we're safe and home? So that I count in days until the second call. It's gonna break the shades, you have to
you need to know.